Hey everybody, welcome into Sunbelt Conference Weekly, and more importantly, welcome into the first look of our new set. I'm pretty excited about it, and I hope that you are too. Football fans, we're treated with another midweek Fun Belt game on Wednesday night when Appalachian State visited UL Lafayette. It was a shutout in the Bayou with the Mountaineers defeating the Raging Cajuns 24-0. Explosive offensive plays and 4 sacks in the first half helped App State control the game early. Quarterback Taylor Lamb would finish the night 12 for 16. Defensively, Desmond Reed collected 2 of App's 5 sacks, and Bentley Critcher shined in the second half, finishing the night with 6 punts for a 48.2-yard average. Looking ahead to the weekend, Georgia State heads to Troy, and the Trojans currently lead the Sun Belt rankings at 2-0 in conference play. Georgia State is coming off a 41-21 victory over Texas State, where quarterback Connor Manning had his best game as a Panther, completing 27 of 40 passes for 340 yards, and defensive end McKindy Sheridor earned Sun Belt Defensive Player of the Week after finishing with 7 tackles, 3.5 tackles for loss, including 2.5 sacks and a fumble. After a bye week, Troy head coach Neil Brown and his team look forward to getting back on the field on Saturday.
Productive bye week, especially after 3 long road trips in the first 5 games. We used it, practiced 3 times, really took advantage of some off time. Georgia State coming to town, homecoming, as you all know. And Georgia State, quality opponent, I think very similar to the team that we played last year. A group that struggled a little bit early, but in the last 2 and 3 weeks is finding their stride. And I think you're going to see them kick it into high gear like they did last year through the middle part of the season. Defensively, veteran group. I counted 10 guys that started against us last year that are back. So a lot of veterans on that defense. They're a group that's played well, played App, really strong, got after Texas State, and then really controlled the line of scrimmage against Wisconsin. And you all know that's really saying something.
Also fresh off a bye week, New Mexico State will travel to Idaho with the Vandals coming off a win versus UL Monroe, where Austin Rico kicked a game-winning field goal as time expired. Going into Saturday, Idaho will hope to avenge last year's overtime loss against New Mexico State, widely known as the Ankleception. The Aggies and Vandals will kick off at 4 p.m. Central Time on ESPN3. 2 other conference matchups slated for this weekend include Texas State at ULM and South Alabama taking on Arkansas State. You can also catch both of those games on ESPN3. 30 NCAA FBS student-athletes who excel both on and off the field were selected this week as candidates for the 2016 Senior Class Award in collegiate football. To be eligible, a student-athlete must be classified as an NCAA Division I FBS senior and have notable achievements in 4 areas of excellence: community, classroom, character, and competition. Among those selected were Sun Belt's Matt Breida from Georgia Southern and Roman Buchanan from South Alabama. The 30 candidates will be narrowed down to 10 finalists, and the Senior Class Award winner will be announced during bowl season in early January. Congratulations to Matt and Roman, and best of luck moving forward. This time last week, many were preparing for the worst. Hurricane Matthew was moving up the East Coast, forcing evacuations and much more. Both Georgia Southern and Coastal Carolina were in the storm's path. In preparation, Georgia Southern postponed their athletic events, and Appalachian State quickly came to the aid of Coastal Carolina to not only provide them shelter from its mandatory evacuation, but allowed the chance to complete both women's soccer games they had scheduled over the weekend.
We had to evacuate at 9 a.m. on Wednesday morning, and we found out about Tuesday night. So we had to scramble, call hotels. Sarah was awesome. She called me up, said they've got a place up here, and pretty much she's done everything. I'll be honest, it feels like a tournament up here, and she's just been awesome. I can't really say how important she's been and how hospitable App State has been.
I think it's just when you rally. Everybody rallied together. We were talking about the Together We Rise slogan of the Sun Belt, and there was no question. Coastal's a newcomer, but they're part of the family, and it's part of that you do what you can to help everybody out.
Everybody's been super helpful. I think that's the biggest thing. We've got, I relocate my family. We took our entire team. So we had a ton of rooms. We had to get 15 rooms. And everybody's been really gracious and accommodating, so it's been great.
Obviously the ones who have been challenged the most, I think, is obviously the behind the scenes of the App State people and obviously the Coastal people who are supposed to have 2 home games this weekend. So we just appreciate everybody who's come together, and our kids just get the chance to play, and that's what we're all trying to do and try and still provide a good experience for them.
App State has done a tremendous job here, setting us up with practice times, basically anything we need, they were on it. Getting even coffee when we got here and we're exhausted, having coffee ready for us right before practice. They've been phenomenal, and I really appreciate them letting us come in.
I think it's great. I thought that our support staff, like I said, and the administration and the Sun Belt to approve it. I think it's just a win-win for everybody.
We'll see tonight and through tomorrow how the weather really hits, and hopefully everything turns out all right.
A big thank you to App State, Coastal Carolina, Little Rock, and UL Monroe in your cooperation with Hurricane Matthew, and a big thank you to you, all of the fans who have continued to aid in the recovery efforts. Switching over to volleyball, congratulations to Little Rock's Adina Selimovic, the Sun Belt's Defensive Player of the Week. The senior had 14 total blocks over the weekend, putting up 6 total blocks in 3 sets versus Texas State. Speaking of Texas State, the Bobcats brought home the rest of the volleyball honors for the week after beating Little Rock on Sunday and breaking Arkansas State's 23-match win streak against Sun Belt opponents on Friday. Megan Porter was named Sun Belt Freshman of the Week after registering 7 digs and 3.57 kills per set over the weekend, while also earning a career-high 18 kills against the Red Wolves. Senior Kelsey Winan was named Offensive Player of the Week after collecting 30 kills and 16 digs in the Bobcats' win over A-State and Little Rock. The 2 matches were the first time this season Winan posted double-digit kills in back-to-back matches. Erin Hoppe earned Setter of the Week after she averaged 11.6 assists per set and finished with 81 total. Against A-State, Hoppe recorded 44 assists and 12 digs, 3 blocks, and 1 kill. Congratulations to the Volleyball Players of the Week. When you look at Little Rock's volleyball roster, you might notice a common theme. Almost half of the roster makes their home in Arkansas after coming from overseas. Little Rock's Jessica Watts has more.
Coming here brought me the opportunity to do both college and volleyball. If I would stay home, I would play professional, and I had no opportunity to do a good college, maybe like a sports college or something else. So just the thing of the life after volleyball would not be clear for me, and now I can make a good life out of it. Mostly because of new experience and meeting new people and having the opportunity to finish college and learn language and play volleyball in the same time.
We don't really have this kind of organized system where you can come to college and play volleyball at high level. But Sun Belt program is really competitive, so I think it's a really good experience to play with those teams.
Canada has a lot of a slower system, so the level of competition here is a lot higher and it's a faster pace, so I thought that my skills would be able to improve a lot quicker here than in Canada.
The fact that we are eligible to play just 4 years and we need to give our best in this 4 years is just the thing that you have to focus for a small amount of time. Like home we are playing from October to May. Here you have 4 months of playing and you have to give all you got on those 4 months, and then the rest of your year you have to work to get better for the next season.
The Trojans currently sit at 2-4 in conference play and will go on the road to face UL Monroe and UL Lafayette this weekend. UT Arlington cross country heads to Tuscaloosa this weekend to participate in the Crimson Classic, their last event before Sun Belt Conference Championships. UTA's Josh Sowers caught up with junior leader Tori Shelton to find out not only about her goals for the rest of the season, but how she got into cross country at such a young age.
UTA Cross Country hits the road to the Crimson Classic this weekend. Junior Tori Shelton of the women's team explains what sparked her interest in running.
It started whenever I was in 4th grade maybe. My family is full of dancers. It's like a family tradition. My grandmother works with a dance studio, and so whenever I told my mom and my grandparents I want to quit and pursue running, it was the most taboo thing ever, or a crime really. But I just started running out on Green Oaks on my own really, and then it just turned into joining a summer track team, and from there I don't know, I just contacted Sauer Haig and he gave me a chance, and I've really blossomed here because I wasn't all that great whenever I was younger.
Shelton says she is using what she learned as a freshman to be a leader to some of her younger teammates on the course.
Just taking what I learned from those girls and translating it over this year to help those freshmen, just when it comes to mileage or workouts, and just really focusing on yourself and not trying to get caught up in girls that are faster than you, or trying to like translating high school racing into college racing, because it is intimidating. But I'm very fortunate to have had those older girls to give me guidance so that I know how to give the other girls guidance, really.
She says coming to UTA and having a head coach like John Sauerhaig elevated her talent level by simply being honest.
Yeah, it's nice to have someone that will sit down and talk about technique and critique you like to the point, but Coach Sauerhaig is just very straightforward, to the point. There's no sugarcoating with him, and like if you're not good enough, he's going to let you know. And so whenever my freshman year, whenever I was still pretty developmental, he would just say things like, you ran good this week, but you're still not all that great. And, to some other people that's discouraging, but for me, it was just an opportunity to prove someone wrong, and I love doing that.
Shelton's goals are simple this year. Take a top spot in the Sun Belt Conference Championships in late October.
I know that I want to get top 10 in the conference, but to be top 5 is something that I'm just really hungry for. And I kind of want to, by the end of the year, I want to break the 5K record and leave my name on the school record board. So.
The Sun Belt Cross Country Championships will be held Saturday, October 29th in Dothan, Alabama. That's all the time we have for this episode, but we look forward to seeing you back here next week.